galactic trade station drifted in the velvet dark between three silent moons. A vast architectural marvel where more than 50 species crossed paths in corridors of light and steel. Into that living constellation stepped Valyra. She did not walk so much as flow like liquid starlight poured into motion. A Zerion barely 5 feet tall. Her skin shimmered silver, luminous as moonlit frost. Her violet eyes swirled with the depth of distant nebulae. Newly appointed as cultural liaison, she carried the hopes of Zerion with quiet elegance. Wherever she moved, attention followed. Humans faltered mid-sentence. Rwans pivoted in perfect synchrony. Even the famously stoic Quellins angled closer without realizing it. Her professors had called it natural charisma, a diplomatic advantage that eased negotiations and softened resistance. She had learned to wear it like ceremonial robes. But there is a difference between being admired and being understood. Her destination that cycle was the engineering sector, a world of grease and raw mechanics far removed from polished diplomacy. She required approval for atmospheric adjustments to Zerion quarters, which meant obtaining the signature of a human engineer. As she entered the bay, the familiar ripple spread. Conversations stalled. Tools paused midair. All except one. At the main console, a human male remained hunched over a holographic interface, completely absorbed. "Excuse me," Valyra said, her voice designed to command attention without force. The name on the tag read Daniel Cross. He didn't look up. He raised one finger. 30 seconds, he muttered. "If I don't stabilize this frequency modulation, we lose gravity in Sector 7. Valyra blinked. Waiting was foreign. Being ignored unprecedented. Only when the display flashed green did Daniel finally turn. His brown eyes met hers. They did not widen. They did not soften. They were simply eyes. "Now," he said calmly, "what can I help you with?" She slid her datapad forward, leaning in with practiced precision. "Atmospheric modification approval." He scanned the file. "Denied. Humidity levels will cause condensation in adjacent quarters. Reduce by 15% or install vapor barriers." "Surely an exception can be made," she replied, tilting her head just enough. "Physics doesn't make exceptions," Daniel said flatly. "Neither do I." Frustration flared inside her, hot, unfamiliar. She listed her credentials, her titles, her significance. Daniel interrupted her. "Do you want to know why everyone else accommodates you?" She stiffened. "Your species produces a complex pheromone compound. It hijacks the neurochemistry of most carbon-based lifeforms, stimulates reward centers. You're not charming, Ambassador. You're chemically persuasive." She recoiled. "That's impossible." He tapped a device behind his ear. "Neural inhibitor. I'm not affected. For the first time in your life, someone's talking to you. Not the chemical cloud around you." The word struck harder than any insult. If he was right, what did that mean? Every alliance, every admirer, every success. Had she ever truly been chosen? She retreated to the observation deck and remained there for 3 days, staring through transparent aluminum at the stars, dissecting memory after memory under this new, merciless light. It is a uniquely devastating revelation to learn that your greatest strength may not be yours at all. Daniel found her there, not to gloat, to offer something else. "I reviewed security logs," he said gently. "Not negotiations. You." He told her what he had seen, helping a lost Maloney child, sharing rations with a maintenance worker, holding an elevator for a cargo team when no dignitaries were present. "No pheromone advantage," he said softly. "No audience. That tells me there's a real person under the biology." From his pocket, he produced a bracelet. "Pheromone neutralizer. I built it after our conversation. It breaks down the compounds in real time. If you wear this, you'll know every reaction is genuine." Her hand trembled as she clasped it around her wrist. Daniel exhaled sharply as the subtle pressure of her presence lifted. The bonfire became a candle. They spoke for hours. Not of treaties, but of farming on Zerion and gravity mishaps in diplomatic suites. Daniel confessed once reversing polarity in an ambassador's chamber, leaving ceremonial artifacts stuck to the ceiling. Valyra laughed. A real laugh. Unpolished. Slightly snorting. For the first time, she did not correct herself. The next 2 weeks were different. Harder. Negotiations stretched long without chemical shortcuts. But when she secured a trade agreement with the Regalian ambassador through logic and compromise alone, the triumph felt authentic. Then came the High Council. They arrived to evaluate her for promotion to senior ambassador. High Counselor Nexum expected her to use every advantage available. Valyra stood before them, bracelet hidden beneath ceremonial robes. "I need to tell you something," she began. She dialed the device to minimum output. Council members blinked, subtly clearing. She spoke of consent over coercion, of respect earned, not chemically compelled. "Blasphemy," one hissed. "Evolution," she replied steadily. "We can be more than our biology." She proposed voluntary pheromone regulation, or she would decline the promotion. Nexum studied her for a long moment, then laughed softly. 3 months, he said. "Prove your method yields superior results. Then we will consider reform." When the council departed, silence settled. Daniel stepped beside her. "You risked everything. I gained everything," she whispered. She adjusted the bracelet to 0. "Tell me," she said softly, violet eyes searching his face. "Am I still someone you want to spend your evenings with now that I'm just a tiny alien girl?" Daniel answered not with analysis, but with action. He pulled her into an embrace. Unfiltered, unaltered, entirely voluntary. "You were never just anything, Val," he murmured. "You're extraordinary." She laughed into his chest. Yes, she snorted again. And she didn't care. For the first time in her life, she was not admired. She was chosen. And in a universe full of artificial adoration, she had found the one force neither physics nor chemistry could manufacture. Something true. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.